Why SAGE? Because it's a big leap from high school to college. In high school, the kids are managed. They're managed at school, they're managed at home. They have responsibilities, but they don't have to keep track of them because other people keep track of them for them. Suddenly they're in college and they're on their own. Not totally, but much more so. They live in a dorm. They may be the most mature person in the building. They go to a class. My class has 143 students in it. There's a lot more autonomy in it. Autonomy means they have to take responsibility for themselves, which is a lot to ask of a kid. So I want to help them take that responsibility. I want to show them how to do it and help them keep track. And that requires ongoing, consistent reflection on what are my responsibilities and how am I doing with them. And SAGE makes that happen. So let me show you how it works. And every Sunday morning at 12:01, they get this email. As you can see, one click to the questionnaire. The questionnaire focuses their attention on the behaviors I think are important for success in the class. So as you look down the questionnaire, you can see there are questions about, are you attending? Are you participating? Are you raising your hand? Are you being an active learner? How much study time are you giving to class? Are you keeping up with the reading? Along the way in the questionnaire, it also asks them some open-ended questions about how you doing? What do you need to work on? How am I doing as a teacher? What do I need to work on? And it closes with questions about to what degree are we meeting the goal of the class? How do you think you're doing grade-wise? How much is SAGE helping you? When they hit submit, they see the following screen. The blue line represents their responses. That's their self-reporting that unfolds week by week. They can see that this helps them keep track of where they've been, what they've been doing, holds them accountable to themselves. Have I been coming to class? How much have I been studying? And there's a red line that represents the average of the rest of the students in the class. So it contextualizes their behaviors. Am I going to class as much as everybody else? Am I studying as much as everybody else? Am I up to date like everybody else? If you look at the hours studied, it spikes 3 times. The week of the quiz, the week of the midterm, and the week of the quiz again. So clearly they're very conscious of those weeks they're studying more. Furthermore, at the end, as I said, I asked them, is SAGE helping you? And on a 4-point scale, the average over the course of the semester is about 2.5, which is a damn good average for something that they have to do they don't get any credit for. They really seem to think it helps. If it helps 50% of them, that's a win, because it takes about 3 minutes for them to fill this out once a week and reflect on what they've been doing in a contextual fashion that keeps them accountable to themselves and helps them own their behaviors. So that's how I use SAGE in my introductory class, but there's a big leap of responsibility when you move to the upper division courses too. Let me give you an example. I teach an honors class, 10 students. In my intro class, I'm the leader of the gang. I guide them through the course. I know where we're going. I tell them it's a journey. You can reach these vistas where you see the world in interesting ways. You've never seen them before, but I know the vistas. I've been there. I know how excited it is to get there. I've been down that path. In my honors course, it's a whole different shtick. I help them orient themselves to an important philosophical question about the nature of human nature. And they have to do an empirical study to see which one, whether the Homo economicus of economics or the social construction of sociology seems to make more sense in terms of real-time human events. They pick the empirical case, they explore it. So they're on their own. I'm there to help them, to nurture them, to encourage them. They need to figure out how to do this pretty much on their own. A lot of responsibility. So let's look at my upper level course. So as I said, the students are autonomous in the upper level course. They're asking the same question, but they're studying a different empirical case. The kinds of things I want them to think about in that context are, how much time am I committing to this exercise? What kind of resources am I using? What kind of other resources are other people using? What kind of challenges am I facing? What needs to be done? And where am I in terms of benchmarks? These are the questions I ask, and the feedback shows them where they are in the course of the course in the context of their colleagues. So you see 2 examples of how I use SAGE, one at the lower division, one at the upper division level. I think it really helps students take ownership of the responsibilities they have. That ownership gives them ownership of the product, a good grade. And that's a very sweet thing.